I'll be off out then.
Oh, why?
Isn't it obvious? And is that what you're wearing?
Yes.
It's a bit casual, isn't it?
I wasn't planning on going out today.
I thought your appointment with the gay couple was today.
No.
It's on the fridge.
Is it?
Today's date, Leo and Will, 2 p.m. That's what it says.
What is today's date?
It's the 11th.
Shit.
Right, so I'll be off to the pub then.
Don't go anywhere. I need you to let them in and talk to them whilst I change.
No thanks.
I'm not asking, Jeff. Go and answer the door and do not leave until I get back.
So just park yourselves over there.
Oh, thank you. So, do you work with Dr. Jacobs or?
I'm her husband and I'm just leaving.
Oh, I see. And
She's just coming.
Sorry to keep you waiting. A busy day, but that's no excuse.
It's okay, we just got here. I'm Will. We spoke on the phone?
Pleasure to meet you, and you've met my husband?
He left.
Oh, of course. Please take a seat.
You know, it's funny now that we're here, sitting on your sofa. I'm starting to wonder if this isn't all just, you know...
A total mistake?
Leo.
We finish each other's sentences. It's sweet.
Actually, I was only going to say unnecessary, but I've reconsidered.
Well, I hope I can be of some help.
We did think at first it'd probably be better to see an LGBT counsellor, because, well, yeah. But there aren't any nearby. I'm glad you could see us, is what I'm trying to say.
Now, as I mentioned on the phone, I think it's important you both know I've never worked with a couple who are...
Same-sex?
I do want to use the correct terminology.
Call it what you want. It doesn't matter.
Leo, stop it.
What?
You said you'd try it. So, what should we call you? Is Dr. Jacobs best, or...?
Whatever you're most comfortable with is perfectly fine, but please feel free to call me Sandra.
I'm Will. I hate William. Always thought it made me sound a bit of a tosser.
Leo's fine.
Thank you. Now, I normally like to begin by talking a little bit about expectations, about what you hope or expect to get from these sessions, and get a sense of how to proceed. Perhaps you'd like to start, Will.
Oh. Right. Well, I'm obviously not expecting miracles. I feel like, I don't know, we're not communicating very well with each other. Well, not at all, really. I just thought it might be good to talk about things.
Which we could have done at home.
Except we don't, Leo. We don't talk about the things that worry us. I try to, and you just shrug it off.
Well, you're worrying about nothing.
I don't think I am. We've been together for 5 years now. Things aren't the same as they were at the start. I'm worried things have turned for the worse, and if they keep going this way, I'm scared it's all gonna... Well...
Will, when you keep on going on about things, that's what fucks everything up. We were fine, and then you've got this idea in your head that we're heading for a breakup.
You don't take it seriously. You never take it seriously.
Well, it's nothing to take seriously. You imagine these situations.
I am not imagining it, and you telling me to just...
I don't even know where you came up with this.
I haven't had sex for over a year.
Oh, do you actually join in at any point?
Which is fine. It's fine. I don't mind. I know there's more to a relationship than sex. Except we used to. I mean, regularly. You know? Now we don't. And sometimes it's because I don't want to. I can't put it all on Leo, but a year. More than a year.
Why does it always have to come down to sex?
It doesn't! It doesn't. It's just every time I bring it up, he makes it into an especially big deal.
I wonder if I may interrupt briefly. Now, I'm happy to be involved in a dialogue, absolutely, but one thing I do encourage in these sessions is active conversation. What I mean by that is, when you're talking to one another, you must talk to one another. Avoid speaking through me and saying, he does this or he does that. Say it to each other. You do this or you do that. Yes?
That sounds fair.
It really helps the conversation and encourages you to be open with each other. It isn't always easy, but please do try to stick to it. Leo. I wonder if you may want to share with Will your thoughts on what he said there. That he feels you turn conversations about your sex life into an especially big deal.
Oh, really?
Oh, Leo, just say whatever you've got to say.
I don't have anything to... He already knows how I feel. We've argued about this at home.
We are, of course, not here to argue as such. We're here to have a conversation. An active conversation.
You already know how I feel. We've got different schedules, me and Will. He... You work office hours, and I work at night, and I guess it doesn't help when it comes to trying to find time to spend together.
What is it you both do?
I work at the hospital. Long hours, mostly during the day unless I'm on call.
And you, Leo?
I'm a musician.
That's how we met, actually. At a gig.
Not just a gig. My gig.
Obviously.
Well, how's that obvious?
If you let me finish, it'll become obvious.
It was my gig, he came to see me.
Excuse me? I did not. I went to get drunk with my sister for her birthday and Leo happened to be performing that night.
Whatever.
What do you play?
Guitar. Sing a bit too. Write my own stuff.
He stays up all night, every night, writing. I can't turn him asleep without hearing him picking away at strings. And eventually he'll crawl into bed just as I'm going up to go to work.
We're straying from the path. You were telling me how you met.
I was good that night. Standing here in the cold dawn, your smile is what keeps me warm. Open up just for me. You make loving easy.
He's alright, isn't he?
Is he?
You've been staring.
I'm watching, Megan. I'm not staring.
I have been talking to you for the past 2 minutes. Tell me literally anything I have said.
I'm watching intently.
I'm aware. It's my birthday. You're supposed to be showing me a good time.
I am. You said yourself. He's good.
He's gay.
The handsome ones are never gay.
Oh yeah, I mean, look at you.
I bring you out and this is how you treat me. Heartbroken.
Alright, as if. You will be later though.
Will be what?
Be heartbroken later. That guy packs up his guitar and walks out of here and you haven't spoken to him. I know what you're like. Spend the rest of the night sighing. Woo!
Thank you. My name's Leo Wicker. Thanks very much.
What's your drink?
Why? Megan, where are you?
Hi!
Oh, hi.
I really liked your music.
Thanks, I write on my own stuff.
Cool. Actually, my brother really liked it too. That's him over there, trying to be invisible.
Why is he doing that?
'Cause he liked you.
Oh, cool.
He's gay.
It was all your sister's fault.
Fault. It's a nice word. Makes it seem like it was a mistake getting us to talk.
Right, okay. There was no fault. That night it was alright. I thought you wouldn't speak at first. But you did. You were funny.
Was I?
Yeah, you told me about this woman at your work outside this mad diet, the negatives.
Negative calorie intake. God, yeah. Kathy Simpson. Joke's on us though, she lost 5 stone.
Well,
What?
are you staying?
Yeah, I think I'll stay a while longer.
It's cool, I get it. See you tomorrow for dinner at Mum's, yeah. Don't be late and don't be hungover. Be in love if you want, though.
So, I stayed at the bar, and we ended up going back to my place. Things were pretty good at the start, like, really good. I suppose that's why I'm so worried about the way things are now.
I really appreciate you taking the time to share that with me. It's important for me to understand where you two are coming from as a couple, and I'm afraid that's all the time we have for today. I'd like to see you again in a week, but just call if you need to reschedule.
Sounds great. Thanks for seeing us.
And do talk about things during the week with one another. Discuss what you'd like to say at our next session.
So to go then? With the gays?
Don't call them that.
Well, they're gay, aren't they?
Not the way you say it. Not like it's an insult.
I can't say anything right now, can I?
You don't even try to, Jeff. Don't act like you're the injured party here.
Are they coming back?
Of course they're coming back. You can't mend a relationship in an hour.
Oh, you're fixing it, are you?
Jeff.
Oh, don't act like you don't feel the same way you've always
It
said.
doesn't matter how I feel. That doesn't come into it.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Just a robo Sandra dispensing what automatic advice.
For a record, just so we're clear, I don't feel the same way. Not the way you do. I just disagree.
I disagree.
Yes, you've made that very clear, thank you. What are you even doing here anyway? Don't you have a pub to go annoy people in?
Give us 20 quid.
You can't be serious. You need drinking money and this is how you charm me for it. You're a devil, Jeff Jacobs.
Dear, darling, talented wife, would you give me 20 quid? This is a 10.
It's all I've got to hand. And the credit card hasn't come out of a joint account yet, so don't you dare take any money out of a cash machine.
I'll dehydrate.
Just
Right, I'm gone. Give them the heave though, eh? You shouldn't have to put up with this sort of crap.
If I'm being honest, we didn't really speak about things this week. Sorry.
Leo, I want to come to you if I may. I'd like to know what your chief concern is regarding your relationship right now.
Probably this.
Leo!
Now, well, it's a perfectly valid answer. I understand this is a different, sometimes challenging situation. I'm sure over the next few weeks you'll begin to feel more comfortable here.
Yeah, I'm not sure I will.
Leo!
Naturally, this is your third session. We're still very much at the point where we're assessing it, getting the groundwork in.
I guess I thought we might have gone a bit further by now.
How many sessions does it usually take?
It's very unique to each couple I work with.
Like 10. 10 at most, right?
Well, generally speaking, I tend to see more, but as I say...
More? Like 15? 20?
Leo, it'll take as long as it takes.
I hate these cushions.
What's wrong with them?
They're a horrible shade of blue.
They're green.
They're blue.
They're green.
They're blue.
Turquoise?
Blue!
They're definitely green. If they were black, he'd say they were white.
But they're not. They're blue.
Gentlemen, this is your fourth session. I shouldn't have to keep reminding you to use active conversation.
Blue!
Green. Now he's physically attacking me.
It's a cushion.
You hit me with it.
It's a cushion.
This is because he's overly competitive.
I prefer the term uncompromising.
Everything's a competition with you, isn't it? You always have to win. You always have to be right.
They're blue!
I'm not talking about the fucking cushions anymore, Leo. You're like this all the time.
Can you just stop? Just stop! My head's pounding!
Can I get you anything?
I don't like your certificates.
I was thinking ibuprofen, but why?
They're oppressive.
I'll take them down.
And your chair.
Oh, come on.
Yes?
We have to sit on this comfortable couch while you intentionally chose a harder, uglier chair for yourself.
Sit on the chair if you prefer.
Doesn't it bother you?
Why should it?
Well, it's your chair. You obviously thought it was the best chair for your job. You obviously know enough about therapy. It's meant to have some sort of psychological effect on us.
Obviously, how one on you.
Stop it.
What?
Trying to embarrass me to shut up. It's not going to work. We're here to talk.
I wasn't.
You were, and you always do.
I wasn't, and I don't.
How do you work with someone like that, eh? Obstinate denial of the truth. He did it earlier in this session.
When?
Pointing to specific examples isn't always helpful.
I didn't anyway.
If they were black, he'd say they were white.
That was a joke.
The important thing, Will, is that's how Leo feels.
Well, he shouldn't. It was a joke. Well, you shouldn't. It was a joke. And anyway, why is the important thing how he feels? What about how I feel?
How do you feel?
I can't remember what we were arguing about.
The cushions.
No. You being competitive, wasn't it?
I am competitive. I never denied that.
I really don't know what we were arguing about.
Does this mean we're done?
I think we should pause for a moment. I'll make some tea.
Oh, this is torture! Even Sandra thinks this is torture!
You're still not taking it seriously enough.
Well, you know, the whole thing confuses me. I mean, here we are, a month into this. If you think I wanted to leave, don't you think I would have done it by now instead of sitting through this?
It's not just about that, Leo. This is our dedicated time to talk about us and the things that worry us.
Right. Right. I can compromise. Turquoise is fair. Yeah, I can accept turquoise.
That's good to know.
I don't know about other stuff though, like staying up all night writing. I mean, that's just how I work.
I know.
I mean, that's not a new thing. I've always done that.
Okay, look. Assuming we're fine. Yeah? Where are we going?
I'm not getting married if that's what you're suggesting.
I'm not suggesting that.
You better not be.
But you don't want to get married.
Not like this!
Yeah, but someday.
Well, I...
Right, here we are, some tea. Ready to continue?
I have seen a lot of diamonds, but for me to look twice at a diamond, I have to instantly fall in love with it. And I fell in love with this. I want to hear your story. How did you get this?
Well, it belonged to my husband's grandmother. They were born around about the turn of the century, so about 1920s.
Just talk, would you? You're driving me mad.
I'm not doing anything.
You've been sighing.
My mouth was closed.
You don't need a mouth. You're doing some sort of whole body sigh. It's ridiculous. I'm going to write to New Scientist. You're probably a medical miracle.
You know, you're such a joy to have over, Megan. I can't think why we don't do this more often.
Where's Leo?
I don't know. Out.
He didn't say where he was going.
No, I think I fucked up.
What do you mean?
I started talking about marriage.
What?
I started talking about marriage.
Oh, wow. So it's going really well then. What did he say?
Well, nothing. Because Sandra came back in and we started talking about other stuff. Leo kept pretty quiet. As soon as he got back, he picked up his guitar and said he was going out. I just thought he wanted some space.
Oh, God, that is so like him. Why can't he just talk?
Well, the whole counsellor thing embarrasses him. I mean, it's not like we know a lot of other couples who've done it, who we can talk to and compare notes, but I suppose that's why we should be going with it. The whole thing's just a mess, Megan.
Do you want me to talk to him for you? Oh, I'll talk to him for you.
No, I don't need you to.
You're no good at talking to him, you know that.
Yeah, apparently not.
You know, I honestly don't know why you put up with him. Why you're even bothering with couples counselling. I mean, every time the two of you fight, he floats off and I have to come around here and scoop up the pieces of you. You should be paying me, not bloody Sandra. I mean, do you really think he can change? Because I don't. 5 years of this, well, and I'm just thinking, maybe 5 years is long enough.
Sandra, kitchen bin needs emptied. Like, what do you actually do here all day? And don't tell me working, because some of us actually have a real job. And when we come home, we prefer our house not to stink of rotten milk. And is that what you're wearing?
What's wrong with this?
It's too formal for the pub.
I can never win with you.
Because just people will, you know.
What?
They'll think you're giving yourself airs.
That's... Right. I've had just about enough of this. You've been extremely critical lately. You're always critical, but now especially so, and I put up with it. But whenever you get like this, it's usually because there's something wrong. Last time, it was when Graham put in that complaint about you at the warehouse, and the time before that, it was your kidney infection. What I'm trying to say to you is, Jeff, do you want to talk about it?
No.
Fine. Go without me, I'm not in the mood anymore.
Alright then, I'm gone.
I'll be in bed when you're back.
Okay.
What's he forgotten? Leo,
Hi. I know it's late.
it is late, yes.
It's just, I was wondering if I could talk. It's been kind of a funny day with Will, and I just thought it'd be best to talk to someone about it.
It really would be better if you scheduled an appointment.
Sure, of course. I do know that. So there's no chance we could speak just now?
I'm off the clock, as it were.
Me too.
Come in for a bit.
Your husband's on, is he?
No, he's out.
Don't think he likes me much.
I wouldn't take it personally. Was he rude to you?
A bit standoffish. Must be different for him, seeing you were with a gay couple.
It's different for both of us. I'm learning a lot.
That looks like a good idea.
I'm not sure it does. Have you been playing tonight?
Wasn't a planned gig or anything, just went out looking for an open mic night. Needed to get out of the house.
Did something happen after the session?
No. During. It was when you stepped out. Will started talking about getting married. And I was like, well, maybe not. Safe to say we haven't really spoken about it since. It was a pretty awkward drive home. You don't mind, do you? I mean, it all just kind of came out of nowhere because I was trying to tell him I'm sincere about the relationship. I want it to work. And then he says, well, fine. Where are we going? Are we getting married or what? And I'm just like...
Or was it not something you'd considered?
Sandra, I hadn't even considered going out with a guy until I met Will, let alone marry one. I don't know. I'd messed around with guys before, but I always thought it would be a girl I'd marry in the end. I mean, there was a lot of dancing around on my part at the start. Even once we made it official, it took us 4 years to move in together.
Was that a conscious decision to hold off?
No, not conscious. It's just how things worked out. Thinks it was.
I think the benefit of couple counselling is I'm talking to a couple, not half a couple.
I couldn't stay home. Don't even know why I thought to come here. I didn't want to do this in the first place, and I'm sure you're not a fan of gay relationships. But you seem sensible, and might be the best person to talk to in spite of all that.
If only you could be this candid during the sessions.
If only you could provide the wine. Can I ask, why did you become a relationship counsellor?
Oh, my parents had their marriage, the relationship, it was, I can't think of the right word.
It's cool, I know what you mean.
No, you don't. The right word is important. That's what I'm always trying to tell you, Leo. If I tell you the relationship is bad, then, well, yes, you get the gist of what I mean to say, but you don't know what I want to say, which is toxic.
Toxic?
Toxic. Word came to me whilst I was speaking to you. My parents' relationship, it was poisonous.
Right.
And the longer it lasted, the further the poison spread. It was a wound in our lives that had been infected and spread through the house like blood in a body. I was only young when I realised this, just 6 or 7 years old. They rarely spoke to one another, and if they did, they'd be fighting ferociously in some faraway room from me. I suppose, even then, I wanted to help them if I could, but I was too young to understand and couldn't get near enough to ask. My mother would often have visitors in the sitting room and various aunts and friends, and she'd tell me to go play outside whilst they spoke about grown-up things. My father was an engineer, and he'd have men from his office come to visit his study. There were many men from father's office who'd come, but there was one in particular, Christopher, who'd visit often. He always brought a projector so they could discuss technical drawings and the like, and so the curtains would be drawn and the door would be closed on me. So I'd wander through the hallways, both my parents out of bounds, catching these muffled whispers through the thick walls. Apart from when Aunt Jessie was visiting. She wasn't a real aunt, of course, just a friend of my mother's, but she'd open the sitting room door and invite me inside. She was childless, and I think she found me entertaining in a novelty sort of way. Jessie gave me confidence, though. One day when she was visiting, I plucked up the courage to ask my mother, "What does father talk to all those old men about?" They weren't old at all, really. I was just very young, which she was quick to remind me of. "A child has no business asking such a question," she told me, furious. "Never you mind what father does in his study." And even Jessie was quiet then, so I thought that was the end of it.
He was fucking the man, wasn't he? Your dad. Sorry, I could have chosen a better word.
You could have chosen a kinder word.
Your dad was having an affair.
I was in the garden one day, walking past the study window. There was a gap in the curtain where it hadn't been fully drawn. I pressed my face up to the glass and I saw my father naked across his desk with Christopher behind him. And I knew at once that this was the poison in the heart of our home. then Christopher looked up and saw my face at the window, and I saw his face turn white and furious. I started running, of course, thinking he'd have to dress, that I'd have time to hide. I was halfway across the lawn when he came charging out of the house in just his trousers. He grabbed my arm, crushing it in his fist, and beat me with his other hand. There was still sweat dripping down his face and neck. He told me if I ever told anyone what I'd seen, then he'd kill me, and I believed him. When he let me go, I saw my father standing by the house, watching me be beaten. He'd allowed it.
What happened after that?
I never saw Christopher again. My arm was bruised from the wrist to the elbow, but both my parents pretended they couldn't see it. It was never mentioned.
Sandra, I'm sorry that happened to you. That he attacked you. But how do you know that was the poison?
What do you mean?
You said you saw them through the window, and that you'd found the cause of your parents' toxic relationship, right? Well, what if their relationship was already toxic? What if Christopher was your father's way of escaping his marriage? What if they were in love?
Leo, Christopher came to the house most days and they were locked in that study for hours. I've never doubted my father's heart was broken when Christopher didn't come back. But this is the answer to your question. Why I do what I do. I'm a relationship counsellor. Relationships don't need love. They just require work.
But if they were in love...
Leo! Listen, communication is the key to any healthy relationship, and beating a 7-year-old child to keep a secret is worlds away from healthy. Love doesn't come into it. Their relationship was wrong.
But that has nothing to do with them being gay.
Who said it did?
I get it. You had a traumatic experience. It gave you a hard heart. But at the end of the day, you're just as bad as your husband.
I am not at all. It's not that they were gay, Leo. It's that they were men. You're not all the same, but as genders go, you're pretty bad about being open about your emotions. I just think men lack something. I don't know what.
But that's what being gay is! Men! Together or having sex or in love! You know, you're worse than your husband. You spent a long time trying to justify this to yourself. You've put effort into this. More than him, I think. I should go.
Yes, probably. I'll see you at the next session.
Next session? On camera.
Hello? Yes, this is Mrs. Jacobs, yes. No, my husband will be at the Lion on Brook Street. Jeff, that is his name. A heart attack. Is he okay? Oh, God.
Right. So what are you going to say?
Megan, can we not do this?
We're doing it.
Megan!
Hey, so, I guess I'm back or whatever.
Megan, stop it.
Is Megan here? I can't see her. What are you even on about, Will?
This is so not helpful.
You need to do this. Look, you know what you get like when you get nervous. You'll clam up, you'll let him walk all over you. No. You need to rehearse it. You need to feel the words in your mouth before you say them to him. You have to know what you want to say to him. So, you want to talk?
At least do him properly.
What do you want to talk about, Will?
I can't do this.
Will, seriously!
I am being serious. I'm doing it. I can't deal with you avoiding talking to me at all costs. For what? What good does it do, Leo? I need to know what's going on. I need to know what's wrong.
Don't want to talk about it?
Well then, that's it for us, isn't it?
Do you mean that?
I think so.
You want to break up with him?
Wait, when did you stop being Leo?
When you broke up with him?
I haven't broken up with him.
Yet, but now you know what you're going to say.
I don't know what I'm going to say. That wasn't real. I was just pretend. I don't know what I'm going to say. I don't know what he's going to say.
Well, let's do it again then. You want to talk?
No!
Suits me, I guess.
No, Megan, I'm talking to you. I need some air. I need a cigarette.
Don't be ridiculous. You haven't smoked in years.
You don't know that.
Oh. Hi, Megan. Didn't know you were in.
She's just leaving.
Just remember what I said. Susie Cowie, remember her? She works at the e-cigarette stand at the Early Centre. She can probably get you a staff discount. I'll get her to message you on Facebook. See you for dinner at Mum's, yeah? Good night, Leo.
What was she talking about? E-cigarettes?
Nothing.
You haven't smoked in years.
I know.
You saw an old lady smoke outside McDonald's the other day and you just crossed the road so you wouldn't get smoke in your jacket.
It's been a stressful day.
I know. I'm sorry.
For what?
For just going. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I'm sorry too. I wasn't thinking about getting married. I wasn't suggesting it.
I know. Listen, well, I've been thinking.
So am I, Leo. I've got to
Stop. Before you say what I think you're going to say, I've been thinking about talking about stuff and how I'm shit at it, and that maybe if I could just find the right words just one time, then even if I don't open up often, then that one time will mean a lot, and I haven't quite found the right words yet, but I know how I want them to sound. And it sounds like, basically, like I love you.
It's work.
You're not going in, are you?
I've got to. The Randonane, the short staffed as it is. I've got to go.
Stay. Please.
I'm sorry, Leo.
Wake up, Jeff. Please wake up.
Sandra?
Will, what are you doing here?
I work here.
Of course, you did say. I didn't realise you were a doctor, though.
I saw the name and, well, I wasn't sure because I only met him once, but I thought it might be your husband. I'm sorry. Would you like some company?
Please. He's a devil. It's as if he knew.
You what?
You'll laugh.
It's gonna have to be really funny, Sandra.
I was going to divorce him.
Ironic? Yeah. It's not quite hilarious.
He's everything I advise against in a relationship. He doesn't talk to me. He won't. He knows it's my weapon of choice for trying to fix things. Which is ironic too, because he never believed in my business.
Sandra, you're a good counsellor.
I'm not. And Jeff is right. The business is failing. The only reason I took you and Leo on as clients is because my appointment diary's been empty for weeks.
Oh. Right.
Leo came to see me tonight. Did he say? He was worried he'd ruined everything between you both. I haven't been a good counsellor for the both of you. But the truth is, you don't need me. You're both good men. He just needs to be brave, and, well, he is. Which is everything.
And you? You going to stay with him now?
How could I leave him?
Look, I'd best be off. Are you going to be okay?
Yes. Fine.
I'll come by and I'll check on him later.
Thank you, Will. I told Leo that love doesn't matter in a relationship. But if I could keep love out of the equation, I'd have ended this marriage years ago. But I still love you. God knows why. You were good for me once, I suppose. I'm gonna take good care of you when you die. I was gonna leave you, you devil. You even took that away from me.
Got any words yet?
Not yet.
You know, I love it really. You, staying up all night, every night, writing. I love the way you make music out of thin air. I love the way you just pluck notes from nowhere. And I love it when you find them. And you come back to bed.
Just gotta find the right words.
I'll help you. If you like.